hoofprint, Parampadam, or the place where there is no material miseries, or Vaikuntha is his goal, not the place where there is danger in every step of life. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
welcome, welcome.
welcome.
You can move forward so that she gets placed.
Yeah, yeah.
Next, somebody can be.
Owing to ignorance, one does not know that this material world is a miserable place where there are dangers at every step. Out of ignorance only, less intelligent persons try to adjust the situation by fruitive activities, thinking that the resultant actions will make them happy.
Sorry. They do not know.
They do not know that no kind of material body anywhere within the universe can give life without misery.
Present everywhere within the material world. But one understands deal with constitutional position as the eternal savior of the Lord. This eternal servitor of the Lord, and thus knows the position of the personality of God. He relates himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Consequently, to know one's constitutional position means to know also the sublime position of the Lord. One who thinks wrongly thinks that the living entity's position and the Lord's position are on the same level, is to be understood in darkness and therefore unable to engage himself in the different.
Becomes a Lord himself and thus paves the way for the repetition of birth and death. One who, understanding that his position is to serve, transfers himself to the service of the Lord at once becomes eligible for Vaikuntha Yoga. Service for the cause of the Lord is called Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, or in plain words, devotional service to the Lord.
We'll read the next sloka also. Yeah.
Distracted. Summarize, right?
Yeah, I will understand. यदा ते मोहकलिलम्
यदा ते मोहकलिलं
बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति
दुःखेर्षति
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदम्
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं
श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च
गन्तव्यस्य कृतस्य च
यदा ते मोहकलिलम्
यथा ते मोहकलिलं
बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति
बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदम्
तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं
श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च
श्रोतव्यस्य कृतस्य च.
I'll just read the translation. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. You can still read the purport of this. I'll read the first one. There are many good examples in the lives of great devotees of the Lord, of those who became indifferent to the rituals of the Vedas simply by devotional service to the Lord. When a person factually understands Krishna and his relationship with Krishna, he naturally becomes completely indifferent to the rituals of the fruitive activities. Even though an experienced Brahmana, Sri Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee and acharya in the line of the devotees, says, Sandhya Vandana Bhadram Astu Bhavato Bho Snana Tubhyam Namo Bho Devaha pitrascha tarpana vidhau naham krishna kshamaha shamayatam yatra kwapi nishadya yadava kulottamasya kamshadvishaha smaram smaram agam harami tad alam manye kim anyena me. O Lord, in my prayers 3 times a day, all glories to you. Bathing, I offer my obeisances unto you. O demigods, O forefathers, please excuse me for my inability to offer my respects. Now, wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of Yadu dynasty, Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, and thereby I can free myself from all sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me.
The Vedic rites and rituals are imperative for neophytes, comprehending all kinds of prayer 3 times a day, taking a bath early in the morning, offering respects to the forefathers, etc. But when one is full, I think that's
But when one is fully in Krishna consciousness, he has already attained perfection. If one can teach the but when one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness and is engaged in his transcendental loving service, one becomes indifferent to all these regulative principles because he has already attained perfection. If one can reach the platform of understanding of the Supreme Lord Krishna, he has no longer his recommended his religious victory. And similarly, if one has not understood the purpose of the Vedas, he reach Krishna and victory, then he is uselessly wasting time in such a way. Persons in Krishna consciousness transcend the limit of Sabda Brahma, or the range of the Vedas and Upanishads.
Very good. So this is like we always discuss that if you see the chapter name, it's the contents of the Gita summarized. So basically, Krishna is just giving synopsis or just a small gist of what he's going to cover in the entire chapter. So Krishna refers to this process of learning of how we are not the body but the soul through a process called as Yoga Ruda. Yoga Ruda means a ladder of yoga, which is what the entire Vedic culture is comprised of. There are so many varieties of stages the entire culture is going through. Now, when Krishna is giving something like this, the Vedic scriptures are accommodating everyone, the entire population. So, if you put all the population on a broad spectrum, you'll see everybody is in different stage of the spectrum. All are not at the same level. So it is just like a big university or a college, like that. If you say everybody in the college, so many have enrolled in the college or university, but not all are on the same level. Even though the university can teach you everything, they can make you the professor. But everybody is at a different level. Somebody is in the primary, somebody is in kindergarten, somebody is in college. Like that, there are so many stages, right? Like that, Krishna is also explaining all the yoga system in the form of a yoga ladder. Should I draw the yoga ladder? Makes it visually easy.
Yes.
Okay, let me do that. Which pen writes? Bad drawing. So this is supposed to be a ladder. So this is the lowest rung of the ladder. Who is obviously here? They're all animals. So you might think, why animals here? Because they don't follow any dharma. There is no dharma for animals, right? So what do animals follow? Animals follow prakriti by nature, whatever impulse. If they are hungry, they go for food. If they are threatened, they defend themselves. So it is very natural for whatever the animal is doing. They are not thinking. They are not thinking tomorrow I'll become hungry again. So suppose if you put one big grain of sack of rice, the birds will not come and take away, the whole sack to preserve. No, they'll just take how much ever they want for that day, and they're happy. That's all. So animals are not breaking any dharma. So there are 8.4 million species. How many?
8.4 million.
8.4 million species. It's interesting, out of 8.4, 8 million species are all animals, or birds, beasts, reptiles, plants, all other than humans. 8 million. So all 8 million are following Prakriti's nature. Whatever is the design of the nature, they are following. Now the rest, 400,000, 400,000 are humans. These people are humans. So now, if humans also do not practice any dharma, they are equal to dharma hina pashubhi samanam. Yes.
But like these 400K species, there's only like one species.
We think like that, but the way they've categorized, I also don't know exactly how the category is made, but just let's accept it the way Vedas have told me. So 400,000. I mean, we would imagine like even the caveman and other types of humans, all are humans basically.
Evolution process.
In the evolution process, science would say something, but then Vedas are saying there are so many varieties. Of course, there are Gandharvas, Kinnaras, even Devaloka, they are also under the same category of humans, which we are not aware of really. They're advanced humans. They're more advanced than us. So all these people, when they start following some type of dharma, then they go to the first level of the ladder. So here, the first level of ladder, what is it called? Here, it is called Swadharma. Swadharma. So starts with basic things. Now, dharma also means you and I cannot make any traffic law. It's already made. You're expected to learn it and drive it. That's all. You cannot say, oh, I didn't know. I just came from India. You're not supposed to take a right here and take a left here. You cannot say that. You are expected to learn and follow. If you didn't follow, you'll get a ticket. Like that, you cannot say, I'm a human. I'm living in this world. I didn't know what is right, what is wrong. No, nature doesn't, because this dharma is given by God. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. You're expected to learn what is dharma, human code of conduct, basic code of conduct. You're expected to learn. So when you learn this, then there are two things only happen. Either you are rewarded or you are punished. Simple, right? So in this, those who are little smart, they figure out what actually gives reward. So these people are smart people. They really know where to go to get the reward. So this is where India is way apart from the rest of the world because our ancestors have really figured it out. So what type of worship you do, you get rewards. And they also know what type of things you should not do for which you will be punished. They know that also. They were very smart. So that is why there is so much variety of worship of the devatas you'll find. You worship Devi, you at a particular time, Navaratri time, you'll get something. You worship Shiva, you'll get something. They know the timing also. They know everything. You know how to worship Ganesha once a year, and you will get a lot of reward. You know, Ganesha, how to worship also they know. 10 days you are worship. Ganesha should be worshipped very elaborately, very opulently, like that. Yeah.
For all this, like people who know the rewards and what to do to not be punished, it's all for them, right?
Yeah, there are two types of swadharmas. Swadharma for the body is one.
But it's all category.
Sorry?
All is not punished, and it's all in for them, right?
Yes, all in swadharma. So there are, so now if you just simply follow this for the body, this is called ritualistic. This is ritualistic worship. That's all. It's no big deal. Okay. This is also now if you want to, you can get stuck in this ladder itself because you figured out how to get reward and how to get punished. So you keep doing this, you will never get out of this ladder. It's a loop. Because whatever you do, you will die one day. When you're born, you will die. But in between, you did something. So you will know how to perfectly live in this world, in this ladder only. You cannot come out of this. So Krishna explains, if you want to just jump to the next level, what you should do, here you should learn what is called as Karma Yoga.
Abhay. Abhay.
Haribol?
Searching for his mom.
Oh, okay.
Like it's so much important. The mom is lost.
So in this Karma Yoga, one principle only you learn. What is that one principle you learn? Karma Phala Tyagam. Only to understand whatever reward or punishment comes to you does not belong to you. Only that much. If you learn that much, you will go to the next one. What is it called? Renounce fruits of action.
People who are in that stage are called simple, right?
They are called karmis. Those who don't do this, they did not learn this. For example, they did not learn this concept and they are stuck here. But they are religious people. They are called karmis. They are called karmi. They want to enjoy. They want to enjoy, but they want to also practice dharma. So this is the stage, that's the lowest stage of following Vedas for the purpose of enjoyment. They are called karmis and they have not learned this yet. They have not learned to renounce the fruits of the action. But the moment they learn, they go to the next step. They are called now karma yogi. Now he is called a karma yogi. He came up here. He got promoted. He's a karma yogi. So now, as a karma yogi, what is the reward where he can go maximum destination? He can go to Swargaloka. People love to travel in extra space, right? Want to go to the next level, go to Mars, go to not by rocket. You cannot actually reach. It's all just marketing. Nobody can reach there. So there is a, and if you want to go, there is a way to go. Krishna explains that. So at the time of death, if you know how to worship Surya, how to worship Indra, at the time of death, you will automatically go there. It's very simple. You don't have to pay to Elon Musk anything.
So I mean, only if you renounce your fruit of action, then you will go to Sabgaloka.
No, no. If you are a perfect karmi, if
Oh,
you are a
perfect
perfect
karmi, then
karmi, dharma, you are following dharma, you will go to Sargaloka. But if you are a karma yogi, then you go to the next step. So you don't have to necessarily go to Sargaloka. You will be given an advanced human body where you are a yogi now. You are from here onwards. This is actual yogi. Yogis are going on this path now.
Okay.
Here all the filtration happens. Nobody likes to become a yogi because it's too much. You're saying, I worked so hard, I made so much money, I got so much result, and now you're telling me that result doesn't belong to me? It's scary thought. How many people can even digest that thought itself? Here itself, the filter is there. So people don't want to even become a yogi right here, just because this thought itself is very scary. But they don't know the reward which is awaiting there. They don't know that. So a karma yogi, then what happens? Here he upgrades, Krishna tells in the yoga ladder, he upgrades his practice of karma yoga through knowledge. So now karma yogi plus knowledge, if he is adding all the Vedic knowledge, he becomes a jnana yogi. Not yet. Not yet. He doesn't know. So obviously, the Jnana Yogi, he has perfected this. He knows that I am not the owner of the fruit. That much only he has learned. Now, what did he learn in this, with this knowledge? What did he learn that made him a Jnana Yogi? He understood, I am not the body. I am not the body. This fruit does not belong to me, but still he does not know who the fruit belongs to. Not yet. He is not yet there. So now, what does
Suchi has a question.
he understand? He understands I am not the body or matter. He knows he is not the matter, but he is the spirit. So this much he figured it out through jnana. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it? Question was answered. Okay. So now, jnana yogi, now you mix, now he has added, upgraded himself. Now here, what happens? Jnana Yogi has a special ability. No pen.
Thin pen, the one which has thin pen
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
no? That is also not working. Mostly that works.
So now Jnana Yogi, because he has upgraded his skill of knowledge, right? Now he can see around the whole world around himself with a filter. Now, what is a filter? He knows if I go in this path, like all these other people, I'll get stuck. I mean, like these guys are trying to enjoy, but really they're getting stuck in this reward punishment chakkar. I already know all these things. So this guy applies this knowledge, and that promotes him, that knowledge promotes him to Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya Yogi. So he is very analytical. So he can break it down. Just like if you give water to a chemist, what will he see?
H2O.
H2O. He knows, no, this is just a breaking of these elements. He can see, but we cannot see because he's a chemist, he has trained eyes, right? So he knows what is the particular um, analysis, like in a lab. If you are in a lab, there are certain situations that he creates. Now, a chemist is not thinking this lab is isolated and I'm uh, losing out on the outside world. He's not thinking. He's only knowing that I'm isolating my environment to do a certain experiment. So he's not thinking I'm missing out. Oh, those people are enjoying, so I'm missing out. The chemist is not thinking like that. The chemist knows if I go out, my experiments will be contaminated. I cannot conduct anything. We have a chemical engineer here. So they build factories, labs in large scale so that this contamination doesn't happen, right? So that I can conduct my experiment, right? So now a quality assurance or whatever you say, what is that quality assurance you're doing? Are you following all the rules prescribed by the chemist so that no contamination is coming? This is what the Sankhya Yogi is perfect in. What is thinking? How the three modes of material nature are contaminating my consciousness. Why? Because moment it's contaminated, I will go back to this level. So he does not want to. So he wants to isolate himself. He wants to isolate himself in such a way that no matter will contaminate my consciousness.
Like going to like Himalayas.
Wherever. Because for that, they were ready to do any type of tapasya. That's called tapasya.
So once you're in Sankhya Yoga, you cannot go back.
You can.
You can.
Probably
You
won't.
can. You will actually. In fact, because you cannot live there longer time. So they isolate themselves so much. And then to adopt that isolation technique, then the next stage is called Ashtanga Yoga. So all these three stages are literally to cut off the contamination of matter, and they want to separate the spirit. I want to understand I'm the body. I'm not the body. How to do that is these three stages. So it's not easy. It's not easy, just like we are saying, I'm not the body, I'm the spirit. It might be so simple to say, but the yogis have literally taken that as a life mission and they've given up everything, went to the Himalayas, went to the forest to do all types of penance, everything, only to understand what? I'm not the body, but I'm a spirit. So it's not easy. I'll give you examples at every stage, people actually fall down because they cannot keep it for a long time and they all fall down. You know Vishwamitra? He was great Ashtanga yogi. So all he heard was ankle bells of Menaka. That's all. And he was meditating for more than 10,000 years. Whom he married and he had Bharat as his son.
No,
And then
not Bharat.
Grandson.
No.
as a grandson.
Yeah.
What's the
See, her daughter. He had a daughter, no?
Dushyant? Dushyant.
No.
I mean, there will be a daughter.
Anyway, he had a
Whatever,
daughter.
finally
Whatever.
he
Huh.
got married and then all that. But of course, he was a very determined yogi. So second time, again, he was challenged. And one more time it happens that there was one guy, Trishanku, he comes and, he says, Indra pushed me away. He said, I cannot go to Indraloka. Can you please help? Then he says, how dare Indra can, yeah, I gave you a word. He was a king actually. Then he says, I will give all my, penance ka regard to fal hota hai. Everything I put and he creates another Indra Loka just for this one person, Vishwamitra.
Hmm.
So he loses all his penance ka fal. Everything is gone. Second time he lost everything just to satisfy his ego. That I gave a promise to send this guy to heaven, and Indra pushed him back. I created another planet, and again he starts his tapasya one more time. Lastly, then he gets a blessing of a devotee. Then he becomes a bhakta and he becomes such a great devotee. Today we all know how he is a great devotee of Ramachandra. Kausalya Supraja Rama is written by Vishwamitra. He's a great devotee of Ramachandra. He created a planet
For a single person.
for a single
One
person.
person on the planet.
Yes.
Planet or planetary system?
No,
Just a
just a
planet. Just one planet.
Indraloka.
It's
Like
Indraloka.
Indraloka.
It looks like Indraloka, same facilities, but there's nobody else except the one guy.
That's like a jail.
Yeah.
Fancy jail.
Yeah, well,
So it's like an artificial planet. Is it like still out there?
yeah, should be out there.
I can't see it.
You want to go? Maybe he wants to see it. It's not that he
There are
wants to.
so many planets. It's just that what happens, even in this planet, suppose if you want to live in water, is it possible? You want to live in water. I mean, not swim in water. You
Inside.
want to live. You cannot. Why? Because you have a body which is majority made of earth. But there are aquatics, their body is made of water. But all of us have Panchabhuta, 5 elements are there. But our majority of the body is earth. Little bit air is there. You also breathe, right? Little bit water is there. We drink water, otherwise you can't pass urine also.
The body was like 60% water.
Blood is water. 90% is water. Your blood is water. The water has to circulate continuously. You have to drink water continuously. Just like plants need water, body also needs water. So you need water, and then you occupy space, and then you have fire inside your body. If there is no fire, whatever you eat won't digest. It's called fire of digestion. In scientific terms, it's called plasma. So it has to be there. Vatapi jirnam. You have to have a very good naval system. Everything is here. Your naval system should be very good. Then you digest properly. In fact, good health is determined by how you pass your stool. Then you have a healthy body. Yeah, how you pass your stool. If you don't pass, then you are not healthy. So that's a secret. Yeah, you should know how to breathe, how to sleep, how to eat, and how to pass. These are all the symptoms of healthy life.
You can talk a little about Ashtanga Yoga here, no? That a little bit,
So-
but yeah.
The Ashtanga Yoga is 8-fold system. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First is Yama. Niyama. Asana. Pranayama. Pratyahara. Dharana. Dhyana. And Samadhi. Like I said, Krishna is actually introducing one more topic. Right now, we are at the last topic. I will cover that. Now, Yama means things you should not do. In fact, Ashtanga Yoga, one of the first rules to enter into yoga system or to become a yogi is 100% celibacy. So today, yoga studios are all making money. They are telling you, do whatever you want. All you have to do is pay monthly with some fees. And will teach you yoga. That's bogus. All they're teaching is physical exercise. That has nothing to do with yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is totally different concept. And second is, just like all these Jnana Yoga and Sankhya Yoga is inclusive, you are not expected to live in any modern day setting. You are expected to live in a forest. And yoga is supposed to be practiced only at not a very elevated place, not very low place. It has to be a medium elevation, and you have to prepare the asana, which is made of kusa grass, and then a deer skin or a tiger skin, not yoga mat. So there are so many things which Krishna explains in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So these are all first, number one. And there are more prohibitions also. I'm not covering all. And niyama means every day you are expected to do something. You have to wake up early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. That's how your day begins. And then you do a lot of seva to the guru. So many other things are there. Niyama. Your actual yoga has not even started. These are do's and don'ts only. These two nobody even talks. Modern day Ashtanga yoga. Asana. This is the only topic they will talk about, and they make a lot of money there. Just with one topic. Pranayama, little bit they may say, but pranayama is such a great science. Just by breathing properly, you can actually you can learn the entire Vedas, everything just through pranayama, just through becoming aware of your breathing technique. It's a very powerful technique, pranayama. You're not even expected to do anything in pranayama other than becoming aware of your breathing process. Are you breathing in, breathing out? Your how much time there is Ida and Pingala Nadi, right nostril, left nostril, and there is Sushumna Nadi. There are three nadis. Basically, pranayama is to balance the three nadis. That's all. If you can do that, if you can just do that, you will attain so many siddhis, yoga siddhis, you will never ever have to visit any doctor, even any hospital. Just with pranayama. Asana. Asana means just
The
everybody
exercise,
knows that, like exercise.
different exercises,
Different types of
poses,
exercise.
yoga asana
The
poses.
reason why asana is so important is like today, if we want to sit for 1 hour, we can't sit in one position in 1 hour, one place, because we have not practiced enough asana. We don't know body stretching, anything. Because the idea is you have to come to this point, samadhi. When you come there, your body should not be disturbing you. You should sit still in one place without your body disturbing you. Immediately our leg will pain, our back will pain, so many things will happen to us. So all that is a preparation for your body, basically. You
Indu
had a
has a
question.
question, yeah.
Yeah. So in pranayama, I have heard that if you start breathing from your left nostril, so Chandra Nadi
Ida and Pingala. Yeah.
that will help you आपका मन की शक्ति मजबूत होने के लिए.
There are so many things that will happen. Yeah. There are so many things that will happen. Like I said, you will get a lot of siddhis. In fact, a lot of chakras are there. There are 7 chakras. Each chakra is like a junction point. They are not physical junction like the nerve centers. They are called energy centers. Those chakras become awakened one by one. So I'm not going into the detail of all that.
Yeah,
siddhis.
when I really started breathing from left nostril, it's
Yeah.
really blocked.
So
It's like,
you
oh my
see,
God.
the yogis in the olden days, they carry one stick.
You remember
Remember
they have a stick?
They have one stick and they have
Kamandal.
kamandal and
Danda.
yoga stick, right? Danda, it's called. Why they do that? Even now, you don't need the stick. All you have to do is place your hand under the armpit and keep it for just few seconds. Then, if your right nostril is blocked, you keep it like that, it will be opened, and vice versa. So the yogis knew all these techniques and they do that and remove the blockage. Anytime, if you check now also, only one nostril you'll be breathing. You can
Yeah.
do that.
That's true.
One nostril only will be more strong. The other nostril is blocked.
The left is blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to.
So you have to keep that and then balance
That's right.
breathing like that. So those are breathing techniques. Now pratyahara. Now what happened? You are sitting in a place. Now you know how to balance your air in your body. Now you start to practice to control the mind. So pratyahara means as soon as you sit in meditation, your mind is going somewhere. So moment mind is going somewhere, you bring the mind back. So that is pratyahara. You keep on doing that. You bring the mind, but away, next minute it's gone. Next minute it's gone to India, it's gone to stock market, it's gone to our car, it's gone to everywhere. The mind can think anything. Mind can think 1 million
We will
ways
be sitting here,
very
but
fast.
we are listening to you, but mind is somewhere.
Somewhere else.
That's true.
That is pratyahara. To bring the mind, it constantly bring the mind back, bring the mind back, bring the mind back, bring the mind back. And this is a very long process. And then if dharana is, he has practiced so much, he knows how to keep the mind without dragging away. So he knows how to hold it now. Now the mind is not going away, he held it. Now, once he has practiced dharana, it is very important for a yogi. He has to practice dharana, then dhyana or meditation actually begins. At this point is dhyana begins. When this dhyana begins, then when it is prolonged without interruption, that is samadhi. That is when he actually experiences himself different from the body, his spirit. He understands at that point, he can resonate. Still, this is not perfection. There is one yogi, he sat underwater, Saubhara Muni is 60,000 years underwater, he was meditating. After 60,000 years, he opened his eyes. Guess what he saw? Two fish were romancing in front of his eyes. Just two fish. Fish, very, very simple way they romance. They look at each other's eyes. That's all. Nothing more happens. So this guy, 60,000 years, he's in samadhi. He decided, "Bas, now I want to get married." So he goes out immediately. And then imagine 60,000 years, no shaving, nothing, how he'll look. Very scary. So he goes to the nearby king and he says, I want to marry. Give me your daughter. And everybody can see he's a great yogi. He has a lot of powers. And if the king says anything upside down, he can easily curse. So the king, being very diplomatic also, he said, okay, we have a system we call Swayamvara. We will arrange a Swayamvara. If any of my daughter likes you, you can marry. So knowing the mind, because this guy is a yogi, knowing the mind of the king, he's trying to trick me, seeing my condition. He knows that no daughter will like me. So next day, when the Swayamvara time, because he has so many siddhis, all the siddhis he had, immediately he became a very, very charming young person. Most desirable. So all the queens,
All the
princesses, everybody said, I want to marry. So he married 9 of them. So now he had so much siddhi, he expanded 9 times to satisfy all the 9 queens now. That is the power of Ashtanga Yoga, but all wasted just with a small disturbance. Even at the highest level of Ashtanga Yoga, no guarantee. You will reach the highest perfection.
We have not even gone there.
Yes. Yes.
You've got the perfection.
Exactly. You got the perfection of telling I'm not the body, I'm not the matter. But you're not connected with the Supreme. So now, this part, all these 3 people are yogis. All 3 are yogis. Great personalities. All 3. In fact, this also. 4.
Jnani.
Karma, Jnana, Yoga. They are all called Karma, Jnana, Yoga. All 3 are called transcendentalists. All three are transcendentalists. Yeah.
Vishwaji, is this what we call Maya?
No. Maya.
Because he's been so elevated so much, but then again.
Oh, to fall down is Maya. Sure, definitely. To fall down. That is what the power of Maya. Maya Shakti is so strong that you cannot break it, even after being Ashtanga Yogi. You cannot break it. It's so thick. But now Krishna is introducing a concept called Buddhi Yoga. That is a sloka we just read today. This is also called Bhakti Yoga. So now, as you can see, a Jnana Yogi automatically is a Karma Yogi. Why? Because he knows I'm not the owner of the fruit. Now, Sankhya Yogi is automatically a Jnana Yogi and a Karma Yogi. Why? Because he has Jnana, he has full knowledge of what is matter, what is spirit. He can know how to split it. And he also knows nothing belongs to me. And Ashtanga Yogi is automatically a Sankhya Yogi, Jnana Yogi, and a Karma Yogi. Now, obviously, all these people, what is a qualification to become a Bhakti Yogi?
So, in Telugu, Bhakti is devotion and Bhakti is system, right?
Ah.
Where they.
So Krishna qualifies this. Bhakti has two components. Jnana, Vairagya. So unless this jnana is transformed into vijnana,
N. N.
vijnana.
Why N? Y-A-N. Y-A-N.
Vijnana.
G-Y-A-N. N. I would think like that, or it is
JN actually. Vijnana. Anyway.
okay.
If you want to write in Sanskrit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he was not looking correct for him.
Now I got it. Jnana becomes Vijnana. So unless Jnana becomes Vijnana, so that is why Jnana Vairagya has to be converted. These two components are essential to make it a bhakti. So bhakti is not understood. Here now there are two types now. Here this what Krishna is referring to, this bhakti is totally different from this bhakti here. Here you can see at the lowest rung, people were also practicing rituals. So this bhakti is different from that bhakti. Why? Anybody can explain?
That's without knowledge and this.
No.
This is for
Sorry.
exactly. No, that's not the soul. Because he has already understood.
That's it. No, yeah, no. Like, what are all of us?
You'll be surprised. Now, what are we actually Prabhupada is teaching right now? Prabhupada is teaching here. He's skipping everything, all the yoga ladder. How then people might ask, how am I qualified?
Because a bhakti yogi should have
All
everything,
this
all
qualification.
because just like how he said that karma yogi and jnana yogi, sankhya yogi, ashtanga yogi.
Everything you should know. No, we don't know anything.
And we are not perfect.
We are not perfect in anything. We are right now here only. We cannot even give up the fruit of action. So how is it that Prabhupada is telling everybody to practice this? How is it practical? We should have a doubt, right? So this is the power of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga simply means.
I'll give the answer
Yes,
little bit.
yes.
So because of chanting Hare Krishna, it actually cleanses us and we can understand that right now we are not able to understand I'm not the body. But when we keep cleansing ourselves, we'll come to the fact that we are the spirit. And the whatever Prabhupada has given us, all the rules and regulations, if we follow all of them, actually all of these components of all of each yoga thing is there in the teachings of Prabhupada. Whatever we are expected to practice, like it's like the four regulative principles.
All that is correct.
Yeah. But what is
even
your
fundamentally there is something.
what is that?
Even fundamentally there is something to connect from here.
That is, of course, the Prabhupada's mercy. Yeah,
That-
that
That
is the first year. Yeah, that is there.
that is
Yeah.
So all these people, even Ashtanga Yogi, how he can jump to the next ladder is only one way. That way is he needs blessings of a pure devotee. If he does not get the blessing of a pure devotee, nobody can enter into this ladder.
Yes.
Yes. That is the power of a pure devotee. Does not matter where you are in this ladder. The entire population, no matter where you are in this entire, even if you are in the animal species, everybody can come. Now there is no elevator, no ladder. We take elevator. Just take an elevator and directly come up. For all of us, that elevator is Prabhupada came down, put the bottom level. You know, at this level, even those hippies and all types of people, just by the mercy of a pure devotee, they all came up here. Today, even those people, when they speak Bhagavatam, they can speak beautiful verses of Vedas, Upanishads, everything they can talk. How? Only by the mercy of a pure devotee. And like she said, we might not experience all of these things right away, but the power of the Hare Krishna chanting by the order of a pure devotee, by the order of Krishna and pure devotee, Krishna himself inaugurated the Sankirtan Yajna and gave the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it might look like everything is ritualistic, just like here. Most people might do also for the purpose or benefit of the body. They might do it, does not matter. But they are automatically elevated up. They are beyond these fruits of action and reward. It's beyond that.
What if they don't want? What if they don't want to go up?
Does not matter. Just like you want to put your hand in the fire. Will the fire think, oh, this guy, I should exempt him because he doesn't want to get burned? Fire will not think. The same way you chant Hare Krishna, you will go up in your consciousness.
If you have faith in Prabhupada, of course, you should have the faith also.
Yeah, if you chant, just by chanting, just by associating with pure devotees, yes, Satguru.
Can't hear you, beta.
Not here.
Loudly. Come here and say. Come. Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise he cannot be a pure devotee.
Ashtanga Yogi.
Ashtanga Yogi.
The first one, how did he go up to good
Bhakti Yoga. Why? With the mercy of his Guru.
Oh,
Who was the first one who may have jumped from this to that without having?
First one, Bhakti Yogi. Yeah. In our line, basically in our line, the first person who got this is Lord Brahma. So he gave it to Narada Muni. Krishna gave it to Brahma. Then that's how he became a pure devotee. That's how he made his son, Narad Muni, a pure devotee. Then Narad Muni made his disciples. In fact, Brahma had so many children. First four Kumaras were there. So if you read, I mean, if you paid attention in the purport, Prabhupada was saying there are so many devotees, after getting the mercy of a pure devotee, they don't even care for all the other rituals and daily duties. The same way, the four Kumaras, after hearing from Narad Muni, they said, we are not going to procreate because Brahma wanted everybody to produce more children. The four Kumaras refused. Then Brahma got angry. How can you say no to me? Then with his anger through his forehead, you know who came out?
Shiva.
Lord Shiva came out from Brahma.
Hmm.
That's how Lord Shiva comes out. But then, of course, Narad Muni goes and also talks about bhakti to Lord Shiva. Then Shiva also has a parampara. So, like that, we are coming in the same parampara. In fact, in that purport we read, when somebody becomes a great devotee, this Madhavendra Puri is paying obeisances. He's telling everybody, excuse me, Devatas, I cannot worship you. Excuse me, the daily bath. I cannot take bath also. I don't have time for taking bath. Can you imagine? Because that's not something very good, right?
Hmm.
If you don't take bath, you can be in Tamoguna. But he says, I don't have time. Why? Because I am meditating on Govinda so much. In fact, he does not have time not to bath, not even to go and pass urine and stool. He sits in the same place and his urine and stool also, he was passing in the same place. And because he's so much absorbed in Krishna, that was fragrant. It was not bad smell. So a disciple called Ishwar Puri was cleaning him up, doing that seva for him. He became the guru of spiritual master of God himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru he became because he did such great seva.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ishwar
Sanchit.
Puri.
Brahma and Vishnu is Bhakti Yogi because they are married. Vishnu is married to Mahalakshmi and Brahma is married to
You thinking that Bhakti Yogi has
Has no marriage. He cannot marry, you're saying? No, that is a sloka that we read. 51, if you read the translation, can you open the 51 translation? 124 page.
He came out of 60,000 years and then he got the drops of
That is not a Bhakti Yogi, he's Ashtanga Yogi, Vishwamitra.
not Vishwamitra.
Soberman. There is a chance of falling down, but a Bhakti Yogi never falls down. Because Krishna, all you have to do is, Bhakti Yoga is very simple.
You can. That is what Bhakti Yogi has to be careful. That he has to always, if you are connected and serving Krishna, then you will not fall down. But the moment you stop that, then there is a possibility of fall down. Huh? Yeah, that's how we came down.
Yeah. Read the translation, Sanchit. 251. 124 page.
Ah, 51 maybe.
Karmaja Buddhi Yukta Hi. That's what he read?
No.
Yeah.
But and then by the not see the force of action in the material.
Exactly. So, Bhakti Yoga is so powerful, both good and bad reactions, they are beyond. Why? Because they are engaged in fruitive activities. It's written there. See, fruitive activity means all action, there is a fruit. That is normal duty, like all the things that we do. If you marry, there is a fruit of the marriage is what? Children. They still have engaged in all these things, but they are free from all the reactions, including good and bad. That's what it says. Karmajam buddhi yuktahi. Phalam tyaktva manishinaha. Phalam tyaktva. Phalam means fruit. Tyaktva manishinaha. These great sages are free from the phala. So that is bhakti yoga. Just like I gave the example of spider. Any insect goes into the spider web will be caught. But a baby spider, nothing happens. So people will think you in this world, whatever work you do, there is a lot of fear, right? Fear of job, fear of losing, fear of anything. Everything is fearful, whatever we do in this world. Every step there is a danger. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. Every step there is a danger. Now, if you are a devotee, that danger is not there. Prabhupada gives an example. It's like a lion catches a animal like a deer in the mouth. Then the deer is fearful. What happens the next bite? The lion will take, the deer will die. That's death. It's in the face of death. The same lion will hold a cub, lion cub, and the cub is not fearful at all. The same lion, same mouth, same hold teeth, everything is same, but the baby lion, the cub, is not at all fearful. Like this, the devotee of the Lord, even though he is under the same material laws, he is not fearful because he knows Krishna is controller of all the material nature.
Krishna is our life.
Yes, Krishna is the lion.
Mm. She had a question.
तो जब ये कहा जाता है कि एक हाथ में शास्त्र और एक हाथ में शस्त्र होना चाहिए, दोनों की नॉलेज होना चाहिए,
Who says that?
आई मीन अगर हर कोई योगी बन जाएगा तो
No, Shastra is the also.
Shastra ही
is
शस्त्र है.
Shastra.
ओके
The Shastra is the Shastra.
Shastra, shastra,
Shastra.
shastra. Yeah.
The Shastra is the Shastra.
Loud. In this you can put
Can't hear.
that they
That's
can.
what I'm saying.
You downloaded the
Ayo.
Ayo.
Prabhupada Ayo.
That's so. I think some devotee asked Prabhupada that Krishna, Bhagavad Gita promotes non-violence. Is it like you're only teaching about these things? So they said no. It happened in this Bhagavad Gita is said in the field of what?
What?
What food? So it is not about only non-violence. Krishna himself was in the war and he was directing everybody. So it's like there is a judgment. We don't start it, but if it is required to end, and it is all in the by the command of the guru or whatever, right? Whoever Krishna. So sometimes you have to do that,
Defending.
and they don't start it.
Yeah, like Prabhupada also said, we are not strictly vegetarian. We are not crazy about being vegetarian. We are crazy about whatever Krishna says. Krishna said, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. So offer me fruit, flower, leaf, Patram, or Toyam, water, anything. So we are offering that. If Krishna says, offer me meat, devotee doesn't hesitate. So devotees are Krishnatarians. We are not vegetarians. So that's how Prabhupada said. So devotee is not about, that is why when Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir, he had this dharma, I should not tell lies. In fact, it used to be, it was a thing that Yudhishthir's chariot would always levitate. It would not even go on the ground like that. But when it came to telling lies, he was told, Krishna told, go and tell Dronacharya, Ashwatthama died. Ashwatthama Kunjaraha. Ashwatthama died, he could have told. But he thought my dharma of telling lies will come in between. So he said there was one elephant by name Ashwatthama. So Krishna made sure that Ashwatthama elephant was killed. So then he said, Ashwatthama Kunjaraha. So Kunja, that he told very softly. So for his mind, I did not tell lie. So at that time, his chariot came down because he's thinking, I have some morals. But according to Arjuna or other devotees, we have only one moral to satisfy Krishna. To satisfy Krishna, if you have to tell a lie, because that's what Krishna is saying, go ahead and do that. Because it's on the order of Krishna. But of course, a devotee is Satyam Vacha. He never tells lie.
Yeah.
Just like Krishna, he never tells lie. So when you become a devotee, you never tell lies.
Yeah.
Yes, Krishna will make
Yeah.
it come true.
So that
In
is why we
fact,
should not tell
Kamsa-
lies.
In fact, Kamsa had this thing. He had Krishna's father, Vasudeva, never tells lies, just like Yudhishthira. Because devotees generally don't tell lies. So Kamsa had only one condition. You tell me if Krishna is your son or not. That's all you tell. Every time Vasudeva will tell, in my wakeful consciousness, I do not know if Krishna is my son or God. In fact, there is something called as Vasudeva consciousness or Krishna consciousness. In his Krishna consciousness, he knows Krishna is his father,
His father, son.
son. That he knows. But then Kamsa is always saying, in my wakeful state, I do not know. That means he never lied.
I think we'll stop
Yeah, I
here.
guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to ask
You want
something?
to ask?
Anybody else? राजन आपको कुछ पूछना है? सोनिया?
अभी टेस्ट होगा अभी.
Actually, Suchi was telling you should do some, like cards they give in the school and then have a small test or something.
Next week be prepared. No, next week be prepared. वो तो आज मैंने स्टॉप कर दिया नहीं तो आप लोग को आज मिलने वाला था टेस्ट. नहीं
Your time starts now.
नहीं सर सरप्राइज टेस्ट का पहले तो बता तो देना चाहिए ना कैसे आने वाला है तो प्रिपेयर कर लेना थोड़ा सा. So with this
So
is
this is the second chapter up to 55 slokas. He talks, and then of course from 55th sloka, Arjuna will ask the questions. So what are the symptoms of these people, of these bhakti yogis? And then he will ask again from 60th sloka to 70th, what are the dangers? How you cannot practice bhakti. So like that. That's in summary of second chapter.
yeah.